Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Welcome to Point to Ponder. Today we'll see the application of Boolean algebra, that is the practical application of Boolean algebra. Now what is the problem? That we take the equations, they obviously contain the variable like a, b, c, d, and whether it is a DLD or it is a mathematic or it is some other you can say course which we are studying, which is involving these variables and the equations, it appears that as if we are all studying mathematics, because there is no linkage between at the most in DLD. What is said is that all right, when you put the switch on it is 1, and when you put the switch off it is 0, or you can say it is A or it is B or some A or A dash or A complement or something of that sort. So I thought that I must link these variables and whatever we are studying as a mathematics and Boolean algebra with practical application. So the first example is a juicer's shop orders a machine to dispense mango, banana and apple juice. Design a machine circuit so that it has a push button for each choice and a customer can order one of the three choices. Your design should make sure that one condition is met. That a juicer shop, they want a machine which can order mango, banana or apple juice to the customers, and whenever they push the button for a particular choice, and you have to make sure that that machine delivers at least one condition. What is the solution? Now in this case, if you see what are the variables, variables are mango, banana and apple. So mango button, when it is pushed or it is not pushed. Banana button, if it is pushed it is 1 and not pushed it is 0. Apple button, if it is 1, pushed it is 1 and not pushed it is 0. Output X is, if it is acceptable, then the delivery is 1, and if it is not, then error light has to be lit and it is 0. Now let's draw the truth table. So M for mango, B for banana, A for apple and X is the output. 0 0 0, first row, no button has been pressed, so output is 0 obviously. Then if you see the second row, apple button has been pressed and output is 1. Similarly in the third row, banana button has been pressed and it is 1. And in the fourth row, two buttons, that is they have been pressed, so it is ambiguity, obviously it is 0, it is not possible, A and B both. And then next is M button has been pressed and it is 1, and similarly the sixth row, again two buttons have been pressed simultaneously, so it is 0. Now we write the expression for X. I mean, you can complete the you can say table up to 1 1 1 1, but there is no point in that because all the three conditions have been met. So X is equal to M complement B complement A plus M complement B A complement or M B complement A complement. Now as far as the expression is concerned, it simply appears that it requires probably 3 AND gates and 1 OR gate and the output is going to be there. No, it's not like that, because you have to put all the three terms, that is M complement B complement A, M complement B A complement, M B complement A complement. That is, these three terms, they have to be fed to a machine, they have to be recognized, and then a machine has to act accordingly. So they are to be fed. Basically there is some device known as encoder. So encoder encodes whatever you feed it, in the binary the decoders, not the encoder, it decodes and act only on one particular line. So those three lines are basically going to go from the decoder to that particular machine, and machine has to act accordingly. Since we have not studied the encoders and the decoders, therefore you take it that it can be implemented with the help of that, and we'll see when we study those devices. But at this point in time, the idea was only to indicate to you that what these variables, when we call it ABC or XYZ or MBA, what are these, what is meant by this, and from where these things have come. We go to the second problem, and second is that there is one security guard, a rifleman, and a supervisor on the gate of a university. An intelligence operator is also positioned on the tower who can observe the approaching vehicle or a person. The gate opens for any visitor when any one of the three and supervisor press their open button. Design the circuit and implement it. Now the scenario is that there is university gate, and on that gate, as usual, as you must have seen, there is one security guard, there is a rifleman to deal with some untoward situation, and obviously there is a supervisor who is monitoring all the entire activity, and there is an intelligence operator who is not visible to anyone. He is at the tower, but everything is visible to him. Now the condition is that if any one of the three, that is the security guard, rifleman, or the supervisor, the intelligence operator, they presses the button, any one of them, but supervisor has to press the button, this is the condition, only then the gate will open for a visitor, otherwise no. So that means that the output of the supervisor has to be ended with any one of the other three or all the three. So let's see the truth table. First is 0, 0, 0, 0, G for the guard, I for intelligence operator, S for supervisor, and R for rifleman, and X, as you know, is the output. So none of them has pressed the button, so output is 0. Similarly, in the second row, if you see, the rifleman has pressed the button, it is high, for example, but output is 0 because supervisor has not pressed the button. Similarly, in the third row, 0, 1, 0, 0, supervisor has pressed the button, but then others have not pressed the button, none of them, so output is 0. Next is 1, 1, 0, 0, so rifleman and the supervisor both have pressed the button, they are satisfied, therefore the door will open, it is 1. Similarly, 0, 0, 1, 0, intelligence operator has pressed the button, but supervisor has not pressed the button, so it is 0. So 1, 0, 1, 0. So obviously intelligence operator and the rifleman has pressed the button, but supervisor has not pressed the button, therefore output will be 0. Then it is 0, 1, 1, 0. This time supervisor and intelligence operator have pressed the button, so output will be 1. Similarly, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0. So that means the rifleman and the intelligence operator has pressed the button, and supervisor has also pressed the button, the output will be 1. Similarly, 0, 0, 0, 1, guard has pressed the button, but none of other, that is supervisor has not pressed the button, therefore it will be 0. So far this truth table, we see the expression for 1, X is equal to G complement I complement SR, or G complement I S R complement, or G complement I S R. We continue. Now here if you see 1, 0, 0, 1, so the guard has pressed the button and the rifleman has pressed the button, but you can say supervisor has not pressed the button, therefore it is 0. So next is 0, 1, 0, 1. So guard has pressed the button and the supervisor has pressed the button, therefore it is 1. So next it is 1 1 0 1. So here supervisor has pressed the button and other two has also pressed the button, therefore it is 1. Then it is 0 0 1 1. Now guard and the intelligence operator probably have pressed the button, but you know the supervisor has not press the button, therefore it is 0. Similarly it is 1 0 1 1. So you know supervisor and not the press button, rest all three have pressed the button, so it is 0. So next is 0 1 1 1. So 2, that is the guard and the intelligence operator have pressed the button, but you know supervisor has pressed the button, therefore it is 1. And next last is all four have pressed the button, so it is 1. So if you write down the procedure, it is going to be G I complement S R complement, or G I complement S R plus G I S R complement plus G I S R. And if you write the expression, it is shown there. But this expression, you know, by using the Boolean algebra and the De Morgan theorem, etc., we Boolean theorems and the De Morgan theorem, etc., cannot be, you can say, simplified. So we have to use the K-map, and we have not studied the K-map. So when we study the K-map, we will simplify it. The idea was to link that from where these variables are coming. But if you simplify using the K-map, ultimately we come out to be S into G plus I plus R. This time you take it here that it is correct, but when we study the K-map, we will inshallah try to simplify this expression also by using the K-map. So in this case, if you see, you require one AND gate and one OR gate. So the circuit is as simple as that. That is, the output of S is to be ANDed with the G or I plus R, that is, the three individuals output is odd, and both are to be ANDed, and you get the circuit. Next is the problem 3. This is a 2-floor elevator which has numerous functions to be performed by the circuitry, like open oblique close door, move up down, light up down indicator. We take only one function, deciding when to move to the other floor. Now I am not going to teach you the design of an elevator, but we are taking only one function, and that is that when to move from first floor to second and second floor to first, and that we will see. The solution is F stands for first floor button. If it is pressed, it is 1, and if it is not pressed, it is 0. S is second floor button. If it is pressed, it is 1, not pressed, it is 0. P is present, that is, the elevator is present floor light. If it is 1, it is present on the first floor. If it is 0, it is present on the second floor. Note that all these buttons outside the elevator on respective floors are connected with the respective buttons inside the elevator in parallel. Obviously, because people will be inside the elevator and outside the elevator also. So therefore, you know, these buttons inside and outside, they are connected in parallel. So output M, when it is 1, it means move, and when it is 0, it means stay there. So let's see the truth table. Now first is 0 0 0. So obviously P is 0, that means elevator is on the second floor, but none of the button has been pressed, so it has to stay there. M is 0. Similarly 1 0 0, that means the elevator is at first floor, but none of the button has been pressed, so therefore M is equal to 0. Next is 0 1 0. So elevator is on the first floor, but on the second floor, because P is equal to 0, and second floor button has been pressed. So it is not understood. It can be by mistake also. Therefore output has to be 0, because it is already on the first floor. On the second floor, it doesn't have to move. Next is 1 1 0. So P is 1. So it is on the elevator is on the first floor and second floor button has been pressed. So that means the elevator has to move, therefore output is 1. Next is 0 0 1. So P is 0, so elevator is on the second floor and the first floor button has been pressed. That means that elevator has to move, and that is M is equal to 1. Next is 1 0 1. So the elevator, since P is 1, so elevator is already on the first floor and first floor button has been pressed, so it is ambiguity, output is 0. Similarly, it is 0 1 1. Both the buttons have been pressed and elevator is on the second floor, therefore it is ambiguity. 1 1 1. So P is 1, so elevator is on the first floor, but then both the buttons have been pressed simultaneously, first and second. Again there is ambiguity, it is 0. So now for 1, if you see, we write the expression M is equal to F complement SP plus F S complement P complement. Okay. Now if you try to implement it, you require 2 AND gates and 1 OR gate, and your circuit, the simple circuit, it gets implemented. So these 3 examples I have given you just to indicate that from where these variables they come, and trying to link your Boolean algebra, or you can say the DLD, with, you can say, practical examples. You can think of your many examples with your own mind and try to implement, with, let's say, the this is the 2 floor elevator. You can have the 3 floor elevator or 4 floor elevator, and similarly you can have any number of combinations and try to implement, you can say, this, you can say, Boolean algebra, try to link it with your practical work. Okay. Now this is what I want that you should do, and use your mind and try to solve the practical problems which are being faced by using your knowledge of this subject. Obviously I'll come to, after having finished this course, I'll come to the assembly language course also, then even the project management and how to write the project and how to do the project and things like that, it will continue. Then I'll come to the quality control also, where I'll tell you what is the reliability, what is the efficiency, what is the MTTR, what is MTBF, and things like that, how to how to exercise the quality control, how to exercise quality assurance in the, you can say, industrial setup, and things like that. We'll keep studying, you can say, a lot more. Okay. Now if you have liked my video, then please subscribe my channel so that you can get every video. Share it with your friends also and like it also. Thank you very much.